It's showtime. Apparently, that's what my computer's saying. Yeah, I didn't press a button and I'd already said that bit. So, hello. Let's have a look how many we got in at the moment. I have no idea, not showing up on my screen. So, a quick couple of hellos before we start. Nelson Click, Jason Pip, Bruce. South Coast Outdoors. Hello, Colin. Thank you very much for that stuff, mate. Reeler Brand, spelt correctly. Kent CBD, my new favourite people. Bobby McKean and Novice Wild Camper. Right, we'll let all that catch up. Let me introduce our first guest. I'll keep it short. He looks like a lump of lard rolled in a load of crushed up Wotsits. It's Welsh Ginger Bruce.
Hello. How are we all?
How you doing, dude? All right?
Thank you for such a nice intro.
Oh, you're welcome, mate. How you been?
Busy, holiday, and then doing 3 Peaks challenge and stuff. But yeah, I'm all right. Getting there.
You healed after your leg cramping?
Yeah, fine, absolutely fine. Yeah, healed a lot quicker than I thought it would actually. Surprisingly quick, so that was good.
Happy days. Well, I'll bring our next guest in, but before I do, I owe him a bit of an apology because last time he was on, you know, I kept having little jabs at him about his height, and I'm not going to do that today. Some of you may know him from his good films, Up in the Hills, you know, his very honest opinions on kit and stuff like that, or converting a van. Personally, I know him better for his stunt double work for Danny DeVito. Please welcome Paul Mesner.
Thanks for that, mate. I was expecting, well, I was more worried when you said that the lump of lard covered in Wotsits that you were going to bring me in, but I'm happy with the Danny DeVito, mate. Or if you said Warwick Davis, then I'd have just like left the chat straight away. So.
Yeah, no more of it today. Paul did say before we started that hopefully some of his subscribers will come over and watch him in this environment, and he really wants to get it across how much he wants you to start referring to him as Mini-Mez. I mean, he's even put it up as his name tonight, as you can see.
Thanks for that.
We're hoping this catches on.
Mini-Mez. My brother's called Little Mez. He's taller than me as well.
Yeah.
I'm Big Mez. He's Little Mez, but he's taller than me.
So you like the ultralight version?
Yeah, exactly. He's lighter than me as well. Yeah.
So
Believe it or not, I've got more hair than him. So what I've been up
30
to?
people watching. Yeah, what you been up to?
I was just telling Bruce backstage earlier on that I've been to Big Fake Festival last weekend. So we were listening to the tribute bands like Oasis and Queen and all that kind of stuff. So we took the camper van out for 3 nights. Yeah, a few bevies here and there. Really good weekend, to be honest. So yeah. So, but I've not been out in the tent for a few weeks. So hopefully get out in the next week. Cold weather's coming, which I'm really looking forward to. I prefer autumn. My favourite time to camp. So
Yes, definitely.
Can't wait.
So what was the best tribute act band name? For example, was Shania Twain there?
No. I can't remember all of the thingy names. It was Oasis. Flash was Queen, I think. I think it was the Clone Roses. They were pretty good. That's about it. I can't remember what else there was. But yeah, there was stuff like Debbie Harry there or Blondie or whatever. But I can't remember all the fake names. To be fair, some of them were better than the originals.
Do you know, I heard something really interesting about Blondie on the radio today. She was actually approached by Ted Bundy.
Was she?
How was
I should put that in the quiz, really, shouldn't I?
Yeah. What about
killed that one.
Prince Andrew? Edit that one out later.
I did hear it.
Right. I can't see the chat for some reason. Who's in the house anyway?
Just going to go down. We've got Novice Wild Camper. We've got Davina Kane, Bobby McKean, Media Box, Lee Murphy, Lundy. Hey up, Jimmy. Where are we? Bushman and Blue. Andrew Forrest, Jack Wilden, Johnny Knows Best. Hey up, John lad. I picked up your anus hole, by the way, that fell out your bag last camp. I'll drop it off at work for you. Jason, a load of numbers, and Londoner Outdoors.
Hello, everybody.
How's it going?
Wicked. So, Bruce, tell us about the 3 peaks.
It was shocking.
Good bits, bad bits?
Bad bits, I had 5 days notice before taking on something like that.
That's your training then?
Yeah, I had
days.
5 days to train, sort out what kit I was taking, sort out what food I was taking. Yeah, not great. So yeah, literally 5 days, and I was like, I'd just come back from Wales. Had a couple of weeks in Wales, and I did a bit of walking, just kind of like walking the dogs and stuff, but nice, decent walks. And I was like, well, it's about as mountain ready as my legs are going to get. So yeah, but it's just silly stuff, that tripped me up and buggered me up, and just not being prepared. Overall fitness wise, I'm okay, but they were all super fit, and they just didn't stop. They just carried on at that same pace the whole time, and I was just kind of like, it's just no kind of fun. I don't know if you guys know, but when you're walking with a group, if they're quiet, everybody's struggling because they can't talk because they're out of breath. And it was just silence, and I was just like, this just sucks. So
It's either that, mate, or you've offended them.
No, they were, the whole group. There was 9 of us going up there, and it was just in silence, and it was just weird, And
I've got to say, I know that.
Yeah. So
sorry, mate. Go on, lag.
You could just tell everybody was struggling with it, and I just couldn't keep up that pace. And then what happened was, I wanted to, because we'd already route marched up probably about a K. I wanted to get my GoPro out so I could get some filming. So I stopped quickly because they said, "Oh, we'll get a bite to eat." So I literally got a chocky bar out, took a bite out of it, got my GoPro, clipped it on my bag, and then chucked my bag back on my back, and they were off again. Literally, not even 30 seconds they stopped for to have a bite to eat. But because I was filming with my GoPro, they kind of just all stomped off. So I'm trying to catch up while eating a chocky bar, so you can't breathe properly anyway. And then there was some woman coming across the bridge with walking poles, and she was just taking ages. So they just got real ahead of me. So I shot off after them, got completely out of breath trying to catch them again because they'd just route marched off. And then they're like, oh, you're at the back, come to the front. And my heart rate was up to 185, which is way higher than I like. Because they say your maximum heart rate should be 220 minus your age. So that gives me 174. So 185 is taking a mick. And then I'm going, just keep going. What's that?
Got to say, mate, I know you can't say too much because you work with them, and what a bunch of knobheads walking off.
Yeah, exactly. It was just nobody looked back. And I was at the front, so they say, "Oh, get to the front," and I'm just trying to walk slower to get my heart rate down because the last thing I want is me bloody heart attack half up a fucking mountain. Clacton Massives just turned up. So I was trying to just calm myself down. I got it down about 160, but it was just still just overdoing it. All I needed to do was stop for 2 minutes, catch my breath, and I'd have been sweet as a nut. But I'm trying to slow them down, and they're all bumping into me and kicking my heels and that, where they're right up my arse, and it was just stressing me out. And it's just this ain't any kind of fun. So I carried on for about 4.5, 5K, and then my legs started cramping up because I was just pushing it too hard for too long, and I actually damaged the muscle at the top of my knee, where my thigh joins my knee, and I just tore it to bits, so it's just started cramping up. So I had to stop, eat something, drink a load of water, wait for my legs to stop spasming, and they all buggered off and left me. And then I got to the top, and they said, "Oh, you're only 10 minutes from the top. Crack on, you got enough time." So went and got the summit in, came back down, and all of that hassle and all that route marching, they were 20 minutes in front of me. And I came down on my own, pitch dark in the fog. I couldn't even turn my torch on. It was that foggy because it was just glaring up all the time. So I came down just looking at the shades of the rocks to work out where the path was. So I spent ages coming down, and 20 minutes. And then I got on the bus.
Is it something you consider? Sorry, go on. I thought you finished.
No. Then when I got on the bus, they were all fed, watered, had their dinner, got changed out of their wet stuff because it absolutely hammered down. And I get on the bus, I hadn't even closed the door, and the bus is driving away. So I get on the bus, soaked to my skin, have to like climb to the back of the bus, get out of all my wet stuff, get my boots off, and then they're herring down all these country lanes, and I felt so car sick I couldn't eat anything. You know, and that really paid, really sort of stitched me up. So in the morning when we got up, I was just trying to eat stuff. Then they route marched off again, and then I was sick halfway up a Scarfell. And I was like, sod this, I'll let them go, and then just let them go off again. And then when we got to Snowdon, I didn't even get to walk with them. I went in the toilet to fill my water bladder up, and they were gone. So,
do you reckon that's something you'd like to do, Paul? Free peaks?
Yeah, I'd have a go at it. But to be fair, the National Free Peaks is bloody hard going, mate. It's I've never done Ben Nevis yet, so I've done the other two individually on their own, and each time I was knackered just on the the one mountain. So to do one after another is like some going, mate. So
yeah, it was brutal.
It's not impressive that they've left you behind, like, but
yeah, well, I did say to him, because I am a mountain leader and I do know what I'm doing, but there is a chance I could have broken my leg or something.
Yeah.
I said to him, just go. You go ahead. You know, don't sacrifice your chances because of me. You know, I didn't want to like slow everybody down. So we was with another mountain leader anyway, and he's like, well, if they have a problem, I can always sweep up. You know, because I'm coming along 10 minutes behind. You know, so
does it not count as completed if you don't do it in the 24 hours or something?
Well, the issue we had, I did the walking. I did the walking okay to get it in 24 hours, but they say it's 10 hours of driving.
Yeah.
But we did about, I can't remember where driving was, but it was like 12 odd hours. I put it in my video. Because a minibus only does 60 mile an hour, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's a 17-seat minibus, you know, don't hair down little country lanes very well. So
I suppose those vanilla flavoured windows don't help either, do they?
No, that's true. So yeah, so just you know, with more planning, I've sorted out my hydration. I've got some isotonic tablets or something to replace my body salts and stuff, because you know the amount I was sweating and stuff. That would have been handy. More carbs, you know, low carb loaded with pasta and stuff. But you know, massive learning curve, you know. So yeah, it was worth doing, but it was sort of easy. If I'd had a bit of time to research it, you know, I'd have been well on it, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, not the best experience, but I did it. So, you know.
Got a question in from Jack Weldon. Mini-Mez, please let this catch on. When can we expect another wild camping video? They seem to have slowed down a bit in frequency.
Yeah, it's just getting the time at the minute, mate. I expect one in the next week or so. I've got a new tent that I want to be testing out, so that's going to be happening. In the next week. But it's been juggling the day job with puppy, with YouTube, all that kind of stuff. Running a business, so it's just getting the time to do that. Fortunately, I've got going to have a lot more time on my hands from October onwards. So watch this space. So you'll see quite a lot more videos, especially getting out and about. The day job's going to be taking a back burner. So I'm chuffed to bits about that.
Good man. We got Johnny in. Who else we got? Dan Outdoors in with a load of numbers. 1982, not a lot of numbers. Someone's saying hello to Johnny, look. I wonder if that's his carer. Mario Kitson, what was the nightcat actually like to live with then? Only used it once in a hammock, mate, and I was really surprised by the way it slept. Don't expect it to be the best hammock or the best tent, but it does do a job. Yeah, I really can't complain. Fucking cat needs to go off the logo big time, and there are definitely better hammocks out there. But, you know, it depends what price you can pick it up for.
Makes sense.
Jimmy's asking, what is tonight's topic? As usual, don't know. We'll find out as we go.
Making it up as he goes along.
Best way. What hammock do you prefer and why? We'll start with you on this one, Paul.
Oh, my favourite hammock's a tent. Yeah,
you've got one on the way, mate. It's at the seamstress at the minute.
Yeah, well, to be fair, you know, when I first started hammock camping, I nearly gave up. I started off with one of them DD hammocks. It was way too narrow, and it was like sleeping in a banana skin. So loads of pain back in my knees and stuff like that. But as soon as I got something wider, sleeping on the diagonal, it's a lot better, to be fair. So the best one I've had is the Dutch Wear Chameleon, but I wasn't using it enough, so I sold it and went back again to the, what's it called? Hennessy Explorer Deluxe is what I've got now, which is reasonably packable, easy to set up, and I can get a good night's
sleep. You got the flaps or the zip?
Mine's the zip one. I don't think I'll be able to get on with that one where you've got to get into the bottom. It. Yeah, I just imagine falling out in the middle of the night, so it was just not for me.
Never had that problem, and it is comfortable, but I like to hang out in the hammock and make a brew. You can't do that because your bug net don't open.
Yeah.
What about you, Bruce? Favourite hammock?
I really like the one you got me because that is properly comfortable. I do like that, but I've also got a 10th Wonder. I think it's a bivvy hammock, and what I like about it, it hasn't got a bug net. It's more like black see-through fabric. So when in the morning, when it's really bright at like 5 o'clock in the morning, you can still see, but you're not like woken up by the sun. It's just like wearing sunglasses. That's a nice little place to be. Even during the day, you can just get in it and go kip. You know, I do like, you know, I like dark tents and I like dark hammocks, and that's perfect, that one.
You're ginger. Anything to get the sun off you, really, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So,
I reckon mine would have to be probably the one I made because it's just comfy, to be fair. I have found that people slightly taller than me, Johnny struggles a little bit with it pinching his shoulders. And I don't know how, because he's a skinny sod, and I don't have that issue. But he is 6'4". You should be all right, Paul, when I send you yours. I've updated the suspension.
Straight across it.
I've updated the suspension, which is a really good little system. And I've also added an adjustable ridgeline.
Okay, cool.
So it's a quality little hammock, but don't look too closely at the knots.
Yeah.
Right, that one's for you, Paul.
Okay. I don't know if you've seen the article or whatever, but I just got an interview for like a lifestyle magazine. Quite a nice write-up, really. If anyone wants to see it, it's on the community page. I think there's a link to it on my YouTube channel. But yeah, I've got nothing else lined up at the moment. Yeah, I've dropped lucky. I've had a couple of them now, so I've been on BBC radio as well. So yeah, doing okay at the minute. So we just have to wait and see what comes up. I can't see me being on Loose Women or anything like that anytime soon.
If I was you, I'd stick to radio, you know, because
yeah, I've got a face for radio, haven't I, mate? So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But nothing in the pipeline.
Right, will the canoe sail again? I've actually got a couple of canoe projects that I'm working on at the moment. That one you saw last year, no, it bloody won't because it's in the skip. No, that was just effing brutal.
That was,
yeah.
yeah.
One for you, Bruce. Look, you got a fan.
1 minute.
Awesome to see Bruce, as I missed him for some strange reason. Oh, thank you. Yeah,
You're loved.
Yeah, I haven't done anything for like 2 months on YouTube. I've just not had the time. Just been flat out with work, and where I work with kids, I can't. Sometimes I'll be in really nice location, and I'm like, I can't film anything because there's kids here. So Instagram, I tend to put a few more photos up on there, but I have been slacking.
Timmy Bobbinson is a lucky git. Mini Mez, how's the van? Any issues?
Tell you what, I'm loving this mini mez. I might do a bit of a change.
How's the van, mate? Any issues?
Van's all right. No problems at all. Other than at the minute, the storage options need to work on them a little bit. So we've got storage, but when we've got the bed set up, we tend to leave it set up, and then you end up moving stuff from the bed, putting it on the worktops, and then in the morning moving it back onto the bed. I just want a few more bits and bobs, maybe some cupboards at the top, just so we're just not filling the worktops up, with junk really, or whatever it is that we're using. So, but like I said, work in progress. We'll get it done eventually.
The old wire shelves actually work pretty well as well, mate, rather than cupboards, because cupboards sort of make it feel more enclosed where they're solid.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just put a wire shelf out, maybe with a little lip up it still gives you the impression of, and you can see everything as well.
Yeah, okay. It's something to look at. We don't know what we're going to do yet, but we definitely need something so we're just not filling the worktop up all the time.
Right, 2 seconds. I'm trying to bring this thing up, but I've got to really. There you go.
Yeah. How's your van
another one for you there, Paul.
Anyway?
Hang on, what were you just saying, Bruce?
I said, how's your van for condensation? Is it okay?
Not any problems with it. So I've installed the fan, so that goes on. We have the vent up. Morning, we air it out really well. So when as long as the weather's nice, we leave the door open and we're sat outside. So it's it's fresh air in there all the time. So not any problems so far.
Yeah, because that's the thing that concerns me with it. When you walk off a hill, soaked to the skin, and chuckle your kit in there that's wet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That you'd have a problem. But I think you can get 12-volt dehumidifiers now. Anyway, I don't know if they're any good.
Yeah, I've seen them knocking around. So we might. We've got a couple of them. What little things that you put in your cupboard that soak moisture up and that, but
okay,
we've not really noticed anything. So. It's not a problem at the minute. Might be better when we're out in more colder weather. You might notice a bit more then, but we'll just have to wait and see when that comes around.
Yeah, interesting.
Mini Mez
is
that going full time on YouTube? Yeah, Mini Mez is going full time on YouTube. So yeah, he's handed his notice in his job last week. So I've got a month to go. So I finished first week in October and living the dream now. So I'm chuffed a bit. We're not rich or anything like that, and to be honest, shitting myself a little bit because it's a risk. But no one ever climbed Everest without taking a risk or two here and there. So I'd rather be doing something that I love doing than turning up, looking at spreadsheets and stuff all day. So worst case scenario, they have to get another bit of a job if it doesn't work out. But got a few quid in the bank in the kitty. I've tried to diversify my revenue, so I've got some great support. I've got Patreon supporters. I've got people that buy the t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. There's membership on my YouTube. All these little things. It's making it so it's possible. And all I'm going to try and do in return is just to get good content out on a lot more regular basis. So Joe understands that I'll be out on the road a bit more, making films outdoors. She's going to be coming on the road a bit more in the van, or maybe getting up in the tent as well. So we're going to have a go at living the dream and just see how it goes. It might mean that, I have to have super noodles instead of steak every now and again, but we'll see. So yeah, I think we'll do all right. I'm confident.
Good man. Got another one for you there, Mez.
Mez doesn't have shares in Brewdog. In fact, I've never even been recognised by Brewdog. They've never even reshared one of my posts or anything. They've not said, here's a free can of beer. So I'm obviously not like Hayes Outdoors when it comes to getting free beers. I have had one brewing company offer to send me like loads of different beers and stuff like that, but I said I like this one. So if I have to pay for it, I have to pay for it. But I'll just drink what I like. I'm not sort of person who'll just have something just because it's free. Just have to stick with what you know.
So novice wildcamper, not at the moment, mate. I want a couple of people to try them out and give me an honest opinion if they're any good. But I've got a couple of plans for some kit that I've spoken to you about, Bruce, and what do you think? Is it a good idea? I was going to say the idea, but do you think it's got legs?
It is a good idea. It definitely work. Yeah.
So I'm looking at doing something. But I want to do it all British made and stuff like that. So that, and obviously as cheap as possible. But there is a price to pay for British made. It's not going to be expensive by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah,
that's the thing though. You can get something shipped from the other side of the world, in China or whatever, and for pennies. And I just don't get how they can do it. I don't even know how they can send it for the price that they do. Never mind make it.
Yeah.
Mate, it's slave labour, Paul. It's the honest truth. It's slave labour. Literally slave labour.
See, none of us like it, but and we don't agree with it, but we still
we all
have
buy
our nature high tents and shit, don't we? We still do it.
Yeah,
but then
all use our iPhones and
but we'll cry our eyes out and say, "Oh, don't use AliExpress because it's all Chinese rubbish." Everything is Chinese rubbish. All the even your iPhones and stuff. All the components are made in China. So it's just everything.
Tracy George, not a fucking hope is basically the answer to that. I might do a couple of short ones, but if there's any sort of terrain and any sort of distance, I'd rather slam me dick in the kitchen door, genuinely. Apologies if I offend any bike packers, but you're fucking nuts, a lot of you. Sorry.
Is that a no then?
Maybe.
Okay.
Only use one, Paul. Van or your tent?
It's my tent. Joe would probably fight me for it, but that's my passion. The van is there to give us more opportunities to go to different places. So at the minute, if I want to go to Scotland or somewhere like that, I'm doing overnights in the Lake District, so it's a 3.5 hour drive up there, 3.5 hours back. Scotland is probably 10, 11 hours for me, some of them. So we need to be able to have a base up there for a few days or a week or whatever it will be. So the van is just our base camp, and then I'm going to go and do the mountains or whatever. That's always been the plan. So tent.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. Come back, switch your SD cards, charge your batteries, shoot out again.
Yeah.
Perfect. Right, I'm going to leave the comments here for a bit because I'll come back to them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that one came up. What happened?
Thanks, mate. Thanks. Yeah, we're just crossing our fingers and all that kind of stuff. As long as the dog gets some food, we're not bothered. We'll give it a go.
Bushman and Blue, yes, I do play the guitar, not very well, and I'll have a look at your other video. Apologies, I haven't watched YouTube for a bloody long time. I just really haven't had the time, so if you missed me in your comment section and all that, yeah. Any more Zelda Shelter vids coming? Possibly. It's finding the use, maybe on a beach camp. What I've really got to say for that Zelda shelter, despite the negatives I have said about it, the bloke that makes them is so willing to listen and open to criticism. I like that. That does mean a lot. Whether or not I think his product is right for me, it does serve a purpose. It will keep you dry, will keep you out of wind. Just right. So channels. Any channels you want to shout out after I've just said I've not been watching YouTube, Paul?
Thanks for that one. Let me have a quick look in the chat.
Anything that's caught your eye recently?
Well, Bushman and Blue. So I believe the chap's name's Alan. Yeah, he's doing some decent stuff at the moment. He's been doing stuff with is it MCM Outdoors? He's done a couple of camps with him, and he's just been to the Bushcraft show, so he's got some good stuff. Who else we got that I might have known? That's it for me. To be honest with you, I'm same boat as you. I'm not watching a lot at the moment. The stuff that I'd been watching was stuff that had to do with the van, how to run a business, all these kind of things at the moment are more of a priority to me than than watching some of the camping stuff, to be honest. And I've something that I've been a little bit guilty of myself in the past is that you click on a video for a camping one, and someone says that how epic the storm is or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Worst storm ever, 100-mile-an-hour winds and all this stuff. You click on it and there's like a breeze, or it's not what you're not getting what you think you're going to get. So it just disappoints me a little bit sometimes. So and everybody seems to be doing the same stuff, looking for a little bit more originality. So that's where you need the people like your Hayes Outdoors and yourself, Nobby, that there's a comedy element to your videos. Something that it's just because you're a bit slapstick, aren't you, when you think about it? I mean, yeah, there's funny stuff.
Is the word.
Well, there's things that you'll say that one-liners. You've already said you're going to have a slap dick in the kitchen door. You don't get that on most people's wild camping videos or anything. Do you know what I mean? It's little things like that that make me chuckle because I've got like a bit of warped sense of humour. So that's what I'm looking for at the minute. But I can't. You don't get that from most people. It's just walking past the camera over and over again, which I ain't got enough hours to spend watching that. So no criticism to anybody else that walks past the camera because I've done it myself, but I haven't got enough hours in the day to watch lots of that anymore. I might do when I've got more time on my hands, and I'd like to. That's one of my plans as well. Is I want to do some stuff with other people. So I'd like to be working and go on some camps with other channels and do more collaborations and stuff like that. And I don't just mean go for big channels. Some of these people that are making videos that might only have a couple hundred subs, I'm happy to go and join in with them if they're on the same wavelength as me.
Yeah, if there's a story there.
That might be a bit tricky.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't on about that sort of. Yeah, I might have to kneel down.
Any channels for you, Bruce?
The thing is, I'm struggling to keep up with like the people I do watch. Because just keeping up with your videos and keeping up with Mez, and I seriously haven't watched that much. I've also been looking at like electronics videos and stuff like that, and because that also interests me. Like Big Clive and AVE. Do you ever watch them?
No, not seeing them.
AVE is amazing, but they're really big channels and they don't need shout outs. So, but yeah, they're more sort of like engineering, electronics sort of stuff. So that's kind of something else I'm into. But yeah, like the bushcraft videos. There's only so many bushcraft videos you can watch, because a lot of the time it's just someone walking off to the woods to make a cup of tea. And you're like, really? So yeah, but yeah, we definitely know. There you go. Big Clive is good. But you definitely need some sort of originality and not that any clickbait title. Just I won't even click on it. It just bores me at the moment.
Yeah. Old Carrie Outdoors has been a bit poorly recently, so she's coming back with a couple of vids, so people give her some love. And this has just come through as well, which I did hear about. Bushman Mick. I won't go into details in case I shouldn't go into details, but he's really quite poorly at the minute. He goes out camping with English woodsmen sometimes, but he could do a bit of lift. So if anyone wants to give him a quick sub and a tip of the wink, please feel free.
Okay.
Right. Quick last question before we jump into the first part of the quiz.
Oh, no.
Any tips to start my own channel? I'll start with this one. Be yourself, do what you enjoy. Next.
Yeah, be yourself, do what you enjoy. I got a reminder from my first video, one of my first camping videos anyway, 4 years ago. And when I listen to myself talking, and I've got this Queen's English telephone voice, and with me trying too hard, you just need to just be yourself. Just make sure you get your audio right. That's the important thing for me. I'll put up with a bit of dodgy video, but if the audio is really bad and all you can hear is wind and stuff, then I can't stay and watch that too long. So keep it interesting and get good audio.
Getting started on your channel. It's finding that niche. Depends what you want to do your channel on. So if you're doing if you're into your wild camping, are you a woodland wild camper or are you a mountain wild camper? But just find that niche and find something that will separate you from the hundreds of people who are doing similar stuff. Like Mez says, add a bit of humour to it. Add a little bit of gear review to it, add a bit of cooking to it, because some people go mad for just watching people cooking on a campfire, so just put your own little unique spin on it and enjoy yourself. And if you're doing what you enjoy, people pick up on that and they will see it. Hopefully that helps. But like Mez says, definitely sound is super important. If it's all mumbly or the sound is rubbish or it's too windy, then no one's going to listen. So if you do get a load of wind footage or noise in the background, edit it out and just re-speak over it with a microphone. So
if you do want YouTube to push you and all, try not to swear too much because they really don't like it.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the quiz, boys? What I will say, I have got a name written down for the impressions round, but if anyone can think of a funny impression, please put it in the chat and I might just pick that one instead.
Oh dear.
Right, you need your buzzers, didn't you? Bruce, you can go for Lardy What's It. Go on.
And I'll be Mini Mez then, will I?
What? No, what would you say that, Paul?
Come on then. What am I? What's my thing?
I've got to think of a new one now, haven't I?
Yeah.
Someone that's equally hard to say as Lardy What's It.
Yeah.
So Lardy What's It and Mini Mez it is.
Yeah, okay then.
Right, you can both answer this one at a time. As Bruce has just done the 3 peaks, what is the fastest completion of the 3 peaks using a motor vehicle? Bruce? 2 points available.
Let me think.
Name and time.
Name and time.
17 hours. Name? What? Who did it?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, you ain't going to know. Just say pass. Or Flowella Benjamin or something.
Bear Grylls. 17 hours.
Mez?
18 hours. It was Mo Farah.
Well, I actually tricked you a bit there because it was Flowella Benjamin. And she done it in a time of 11 hours, 56 minutes.
including
I'm
I'm
driving.
lying. His name was Josh Naylor. He done it in 11 hours, 56 minutes in 1971, and the modern one was done by Bob Wiseman in 14 hours, 36 minutes.
What was he driving?
It's 10 hours of driving. Did he have a helicopter?
Anyway, we're not going
That
to
was
get
all
any
done
right
driven.
anyway, Bruce.
Oh no, Bruce
Tell
got
me
that
the
point.
next rubbish question.
What are Rocky Mountain oysters?
Mez,
Probably Cheesy what's it?
Go on,
shellfish.
Mess.
Shellfish.
No, Bruce.
Snails.
No, they are balls testicles.
Ah, shit.
Nice.
You were a butcher and all.
Yeah.
How long is the New Zealand 90-mile beach?
Really, Mez?
Cheesy what's it?
Go on, Mez.
90 miles. No, it would be
Bruce?
14.
No, 55.
That's
Okay.
I
close.
think I've asked this one before. What movie star entered a lookalike competition as himself and come third?
It's himself. I know Dolly Parton did exactly the same.
Yeah, not her.
I don't know. Cheesy what's
idea.
it? Tom Cruise.
No. No idea. Charlie Chaplin. Right, I'll give you a clue on this one. Just think about you two answering these questions. What is a group of pandas called?
Cheesy what's it?
Go on.
A cuddle of pandas. Something nice. No? Alright, okay.
An embarrassment of pandas.
An embarrassment? Really?
An embarrassment. Yeah. I wouldn't make shit like that up. I'd make much better up. What country does the kiwi fruit come from?
Cheesy what's it?
Go on.
Australia.
No. Think of Donald Trump.
Really, Mez?
America.
Go on.
America.
China.
China.
This one is for you, Paul. But both of you can answer, but you should get this. What do the M's in M&M stand for? There's a point for each.
Mini Mez. I'm going to go for
Go on,
mini
then.
munchies.
Good shout. It's better than what Bruce is going to come up with. Go on, Bruce.
I don't know. I was thinking because it's owned by Mars Company, isn't it? So something like Mars and someone else had joined together, but no idea.
You're going to get the point. It is for Forrest Mars and Bruce Murray.
You're going to win one,
Right,
Bruce.
so we're going to go into the quote round now. Who said, in retrospect, Mal did more good than harm?
Mao as in the dictator.
As in the bloke that killed 100 million people. Yeah, him.
I don't know. Someone like Thanos, probably.
I need you to think of someone, a height of intelligence that our country needs to help lead it.
Boris Johnson.
No. It
Winston
was
Churchill.
Diane Abbott.
What?
Diane Abbott thinks that fucking Chairman Mao did more good than harm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just let that sink in, people. Next time you see her jabbering on, he killed 100 million people.
Yeah.
Anyway.
To be fair, she'd be better at this quiz than us.
This is true.
Right. Who said, I think that gay marriage should be a matter between a man and a woman?
Is it Diane Abbott again?
I'm going Chubby Brown.
Huh? No, it was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Ah.
Really?
This one will surprise you. Who claimed I could drive away from the devil with a fart?
Shirley Bassey.
That was Martin Luther King.
Okay.
Well,
You got no
Surprising,
quotes,
yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
Are you bored with this now, or do you want to carry on?
well, it's up to
I'll
them.
give you a couple more quotes. Quotes are all right,
Okay.
mate. I never really wanted to go to Japan simply because they like fish. I know it's very popular out there in Africa.
Diane Abbott.
I wish it was.
No idea. Ronald Reagan.
Britney Spears. You lot are really shit.
Yep.
Who said? I mean, if a female Dalai Lama came, then she must be attracted. Otherwise, not much use.
The Dalai Lama himself.
It most certainly was, Bruce.
Get in.
Now, this one, I love this person, and they are right.
Gemma Collins.
Why do people say... No, definitely not. Why do people say grow some balls? Balls are weak and sensitive. If you really want to get tough, grow a vagina. Those things take a pounding. No?
No.
I'll know it as soon as you say it. I've heard the quote.
That was Betty White, Rose from the Golden Girls.
Good girl.
Well, that was good.
That was emotional.
Can't wait to be on next time. You write questions for the chase?
I should do, really, shouldn't I?
You should do, yeah.
Do you know, it's really
Anyway.
hard to get outdoorsy based questions.
Did I win? Or did Bruce
No,
win his first quiz?
It was a tie. And there are more
I didn't get-
questions, but
I didn't
it
get
weren't
one
going
right.
down too well.
I could be a tie if I didn't get one right.
Yeah, well, Bruce just offends me.
I think. Fair.
I'll chuck a couple more questions at you, then we'll go the impressions round.
Okay.
In Texas, it is illegal to swear in front of a what?
Llama.
Priest.
A corpse.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many teeth do an aardvark have?
They don't have any.
None.
Correct, both of you. You get double points for that, Mez, because you're looking a bit dejected. And as it's a tie,
Again.
you've got 10 seconds. Thank you very much, McCall, to state your case in the style of Bruce Lee.
Who?
And I will let Bruce go first on this because he's got his name.
State my case. What do you mean state my case? What, that I should have won?
Why you should win. Yeah.
Miss, shut up. That's my dog kicking off. No, 'cause it's going to be slightly racist. You shouldn't do the Chinese voice, should you?
Why not?
Only if you're doing an impression of someone with a Chinese voice.
Oh, I don't know.
Are you honestly saying impressionism is racist?
What? Yeah, it is now.
What
Seriously?
is up with you?
What? That is.
I tell you now, Bruce, you'll come round here, I fucking slap you.
I was trying to think of a Bruce
Okay,
Lee.
right.
I was for it.
No,
I
that's
was
fine.
up for it.
That's... You were up for it. I'm going to let you off the hook because Bruce is such a
Okay.
cock juggling thunder twun. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I should win because I am the best, and I pick things up and put them down again, and made myself millions of pounds. Thank you.
Like
I started off.
That's all right.
with
That was all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
Where's
bit
these famous
Nazi-ish, wasn't it?
What? What's that?
Huh?
The Med's going to get serious now.
You know, when I said I let you win, I lied.
Yeah, okay, you win.
So, Mez, you can hold aloft your trophy. That was brilliant. Bruce, you're a constant disappointment.
What?
Feeble.
Just out of
Both of us.
interest. Just out of interest, what would your Bruce Lee have been like?
It'd have been the same sort of thing. Yeah. You let me.
Yeah.
You let me win, or I give you some of this.
Perfect. Diane Abbott would have been a good impression to do, to be fair, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But we're not drunk enough.
Yeah. So
I did my Diane Abbott impression in the quiz.
Yeah. So you know what Swarfeger is?
Yeah, clean your hands with it.
Yeah. So we've got a fish and chip shop, and the lady in there puts Swarfeger on your chips. So you go in there and you buy your chips and that, and then when it comes to the end, she goes Swarfeger, and it just sounds like Swarfeger, and it makes me laugh every single time. And her chips are awesome.
What's Wolfiga?
Yeah.
See,
Now
why didn't you do that before?
That is racist.
That's exactly how she said
Just
it.
having
Isn't it?
So there you go.
How would Mike Yarwood get on these days? That is a very good question.
Yeah.
Well, they've just banned Johnny from Sheffield, haven't they? So he's supposed to be touring our City Hall, and they've banned him because he's too offensive, apparently.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy Carr said the other day that the joke that ends his career, he's already said it. He doesn't know what it is, but it will come to light one day and someone will be offended and that'll be the end of his career.
Yeah.
Oh, I know the worst joke he's ever said. I'm not going to say it here because it is that bad.
Was that the mosquito?
But it's
net one?
also, no,
Oh, that's
no
quite
worse
good.
than that.
Really?
Yeah. It was about getting homosexuals to shag women.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I say, I can't say it because it's it's hilarious. Little bit racist. No racism here. There isn't any racism here. I feel a Patreon episode coming up. I think Jimmy might have gone, lads. If you haven't, Jim,
Bye,
goodbye,
Jimmy.
Jim.
Oh, see you, Jimmy.
I'm sort of looking through and can't see any new comments coming up. So what's left to... Oh, we've already talked about that. Future trips. Any trips planned, Mez?
No. I'm not going to lie. I've not got anything planned as such. I've just started putting a list together of some videos that I want to be doing. Had a quick look at heading over to Ireland. We're on about taking the camper van over to Ireland. I want to do a bit of camping over there. Check out places up north as well, like Giant's Causeway and all that kind of stuff. Some of the West Coast stuff around Connemara and stuff, beautiful. So yeah, that's the only thing that I've been thinking about. But some of the longer distance stuff, I'm not like doing coast to coast or anything just yet, but things like what's it called? Cumbria Way. That's about 5 days. Checking it steady, it's in about 60, 70 mile, I think it is. So, but that's it. I'm just trying to get me out at the moment, just transitioning over to just making sure I've got as much sorted as I can for when the day job's no more. So, yeah, that's been my priority recently. Well,
Bruce,
that's
any more trips?
I really want to get a kayak camp done but I really need sort of someone to come with, because I don't know, it will involve like sea kayaking and tidal bits. So that's a bit sketchy doing that stuff on your own, because it can all go peak tong very, very quick. So yeah, I want to get a kayak camp done. So I'll go out in the marshes and camp out there sometime. Once the weather cools down a bit and there's less insects and stuff around, it's just a better time of year to camp. I want to do the 3 peaks again, but kind
with different people.
Yeah, with different people, but just do it differently, because like the drive up there is 12 hours. And to drive 12 hours and then step out on a mountain is just a bit silly. You know, I'd want to go up there, spend the night, so camp out in a tent, you know, get your nut down, and then mooch around, have a nice big meal, and then sort of 5 o'clock in the afternoon start it. Plus, I do it in like end of June, beginning of July, because then you've got daylight the entire time. Because walking at night, you walk at half speed. It doesn't matter how good you are, you slow right down, don't you?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to break a leg. So, you know.
I'll tell you what. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to do that again, but obviously it's a long way off. You know, so it'll be, you know, hopefully I can get, you know, stuff organised. It's organising, you know, people to come with you, a driver, you know, and the expenses of, you know, getting up to Scotland and all of that sort of stuff. So, you know, and getting the time off.
I watched Hazy do it, and I've got to give that man a serious doff of the cap to do it barefoot. Screw that. Do you know, I went and put a dog bed in my missus's car on our gravel drive earlier, and I was swearing like a fishwife.
Yeah.
How the bleed nearly made it up 3 mountains bare feet, I'll never know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how he did it. You know,
No.
just... Yeah, he said he toughened his feet up, and then all his blisters came off when he did a walk somewhere. So it didn't do any favours. But yeah, that was the one good thing about my walk. My feet were absolutely fine. So that was good.
Shropshire lad, I've camped with Bruce, but not with Paul. Might get a camp in with Paul when the restraining order's lifted.
Yeah. If you're lucky.
Just that.
Yeah.
Oh, I am also. I'm thinking of challenges for me next year. For my annual combat stress thing, I was looking at doing walking the Y, finding from source to the river, and then canoeing about 50 miles of the Y, covering like 100 miles in 4 days. So first 25 mile finding it, then canoeing for 2 days, then a hike or something. But don't know. West Island Way is another one I really want to do.
Why don't you chuck a bike in that as well, and then be a triathlon on it? That'd be bang on, mate.
I'll tell you what. How about I make it a pedalo?
That'll do. Yeah. Because I know you're loving cycling at the minute.
Yeah, or arrive at the River Wye and chuck a bike in. Literally.
Perfect. I don't mind the pedaling. It's the getting rogered I'm not a fan of.
You're supposed to put a seat on.
Ah, damn it. I sharpened it and everything.
Yeah.
I tried to film my first ever wild camp on Dartmoor last month. I can't talk tonight. I sounded like a heavy breathing sex pest in all footage, so I canned it. Overdub.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Or just wheeze.
I sound like in all my videos, so you just have to roll with it.
Yeah.
As long as the audio is good of you wheezing, then you're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, same with that 3 Peaks video. I'm very puffy panting in that, because I've got the GoPro like there on my strap on my backpack, and it's right there. I'm going.
You've got a GoPro on a strap on?
Yeah, a GoPro on my strap on. Yeah.
It's a new accessory, I think.
Yeah, you can get all the internal shots then.
Is that where you get all your caving videos?
Yes, that's the one.
Right, where are we? Not sure where that comes from. I think that might be a throwback to one of your last videos, Paul.
The Cardi Breezers. Can't see me supping them. Not done that for
Since the
apprentice.
90s.
Yeah.
Is that because he's a pasty pal face?
I think so.
Is that what he's getting at there?
I think so, yeah.
Or have I just...
Oh,
it's bullying.
it's bullying. It's bordering on bullying, that.
Yeah, that's racism.
Yeah.
Ah, right. No, he wasn't being rude. Well, he was, but not about your pasty pal face. That was all me. Sorry, Bruce.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. No, it's quite good with night vision. It's fine.
I've got to say, I've not been overly impressed with that GoPro 9. The footage is good, but it's shite in low light.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 7.
I
The
don't use mine very much.
Yeah, the 7 ain't so great either. But I had to go through all the footage of on top of Nevis and just mess around with the contrast and the colour and try and just trying to get something you could actually see. So
the new one's about due out, I think, isn't it, this month?
The 10, yeah.
I think it'll be the same.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but the stabilisation and that and the microphone ain't too bad on the go. They've ticked most of the boxes with the 9. I know Jimmy's had a nightmare with his. I think he's sending it back. But, yeah.
But the big problem I have with mine is the cheap batteries. When you think, oh, sorry, I'll go and buy 3 for the price of 1. Once they get down to about 40%, they can cut out. And then the SD cards, just get the best SD cards you can. It needs to be the pro ones, really.
Buy a wide-ass comfy gel saddle for your bike. I hate gel saddles. To reduce the pain of the rogering, or just not get rogered. Who wants to reduce the pain of a rogering when you can not get rogered?
Yeah.
If it had a chopper seat on it.
Do it on a chopper then next time.
Oh, mate. That little tiny wheel going down all them tracks.
That'd be amazing.
I'll tell you what. See how far do you reckon I could go on a chopper each day? This might be a plan, Paul. You might be formulating my next plan.
Yeah. About 4 miles, something like that. I don't know. You still do 40 mile on a chopper, I reckon.
Yeah.
What, off-road?
Yeah, get some chunky tyres on it. Not bothered.
Mate.
Nah.
55.
I'd watch you do 40 mile on a chopper.
Yeah.
That could be taken out of context.
Yeah, ask the viewers who wants to see you getting Roger.
Who wants to see Nobby bouncing on the chopper?
Yeah. There is no way I could do 40 mile on a chopper.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's possible.
Yeah. Never say never.
I could pretty confidently say never. I was going in a straight line when I come off of a mountain bike.
Andy Carter's got a question about a best jet boil alternative.
The best one?
Well, jet boil alternative. He's saying he was looking at the Outkit brew kit. The Outkit brew kit is quite big because they did the Jackal, which was a bit smaller, didn't they? Which is good.
Yeah. I think it depends what you want. You can get a jet boil for under 60 quid if you get the zip or whatever. And if you just wanted to boil some water, then it's compact and it's a good option. And yeah, from what I've seen, that there's the brew kit. It's about 45 quid at the moment. OEX do one called the Tocana. That's 45 quid at Go Outdoors. I think, which I don't get millets and what's the other one? Blacks. They're the same company. They're charging 65 quid. and it does a job, but it's bulkier and it's not as well made as the Jetboil. But
Planet X do a load as well, which is worth a look at. And Planet X for stuff like socks and always worth a check out.
Yeah, Planet X did do them. They all got recalled.
Yeah, I was just going to say
there was a big recall.
All the Jobsworth ones were dangerous, weren't they? And there was a safety recall on them, so I wouldn't touch them without. They're about 20
and
quid.
This is why you listen to these two, not me.
Sometimes you get what you pay for. To be fair, it's cheap, and I know a lot of people that have been perfectly fine with them. But if they're recalling all of them for safety issues, I don't want to be lighting one anywhere near my tent.
Yeah, definitely. But then I had that a couple of times with my Jetboil, just a flash one. Sometimes you'd light it and it would like cough out flames for a little while and then settle itself down. I don't know whether the canister had been shaken up, but when you're in a tent, that scares you a little bit.
Yeah. Well, apparently you're supposed to light before you put the thing on top as well, aren't you? The pot on top, because they get. Whereas I'd seen on one of the Jetboil videos where they actually lit it while the pot was on top. In the instructions, it says not to. But somebody challenged me and says, "You're doing it wrong. It's dangerous to do that because you can get like a puff that comes out the sides." And so now I don't do it that way. But like I said, look, this is the video on the Jetboil website where they're lighting it the way that I light it, which is contradictory to their instructions. So,
the thing that annoys me with Jetboils, when I first got my flash, the clicky click stopped working, the little piezo lighter.
Yeah. So
I went on their site and you can buy one for like £1.99, sent it through, no problem, clicked it straight in. They don't sell them anymore. If it goes, you've got to pay 35 quid for a new burner.
Yeah.
Which is a massive P take for something that used to be replaceable.
Yeah.
So now you've got to bring a lighter with you just in case the silly little piezo thing fails. And it's really put me off Jetboil. Just that one little thing is properly frustrating.
Yeah.
But there you go.
More of a statement here from Jason Pip. I'm not quite a novice, but things these days seem quite expensive. Just compare it to house prices going up, mate. Things are going to go up. It's the way it is. I don't mind paying for quality. I don't like overpaying for stuff.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think the big thing at the moment is people, myself included sometimes, is that you're chasing what you think is the best, and you don't always need to buy the best. You look at Hilleberg tents, for example. They're like they're as common as sheep shit on the hill sometimes, and 99% of the people don't need them in them situations. I've probably camped twice where I've needed a Hilleberg, where the wind has been horrendous. But you've got to be. Most people don't need that. So you average weekend warrior that is camping in March to August or September or whatever, up in the Peak District or lower Lake District stuff, around the Tarns and stuff, don't need a Hilleberg. But everyone seems to think that they need that kind of kit now, and it's not the case.
Yeah, totally.
Real Brand says the best Jetboil alternative is a Trangia. I'm inclined to agree with you, mate, to be honest with you. I love my meth stoves up in the hills. I'm not a fan of gas. They do work well, but the fucking noise.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that bugs me with Trangias is the bottle carrying the fuel, because if there was a meth bottle the same size as a 100-gram canister that would nest in a cup, because you could put your fuel in, put your Trangia in, put the lid on your cup, and then it's nested and you've got your thing. And it really bugs me that a Trangia bottle. Yeah, but then you're carrying glass and or you get a plastic jam jar and it's going to leak. It needs to be that same shape as a 100ml gas canister. Then I'd be well happy.
Just being picky.
What? I'm not being picky. It annoys me. I've even thought of getting an old gas can and drilling a hole in it and making that into a meth bottle. But yeah, I don't want meth leaking all over my stuff either, because it stinks. So.
And for anyone that's noticed that Reeler brand, the bloke that's just said that, hello Si, how you doing? Next to Bruce, possibly the ugliest man on the internet. He's actually now, after 5 years, spelt his own name right. He's got rid of the H. So I'd just like to give you a round of applause there, Si, for spelling your own name right.
Well done.
5 years. What's all happening here? Money for brew. That's a little bit harsh.
No, I can't see one.
You reach him.
I'm on like a
That's it.
Well, that'll have to do for now. She'll film me.
Jason,
Fiddling with her stuff.
I've got a cheap version of an Hammock. You're more than welcome to buy.
So
right, just wait for it.
Mate, with the Hammock, as I said in my vid, you know, you've got to look at the research and development, all of the prototype making fees, finding the best equipment, the advertising, all of that has to be paid for at the end of the day. So if you're seeing something that is certainly like an Hammock, which is a bit different, that is really cheap, there's a reason why it's cheap. They're now on their 5th gen, I think, and they're still going, and people that buy them love them. So is it a lot of money? Yes. Is it too much money? It's for whoever's buying it, isn't it, really?
Mm-hmm.
Same with all out gear, though, isn't it? You know, stick a price tag on. Some people will buy it if it's something that appeals to them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's like, getting Arc'teryx kit. Some people are just mad on it, and you're like, how can you pay £400 for a pair of trousers? They're just walking trousers.
Mate, but you know me, I'm a tight. Yeah, I'm a proper tight old git, but I've got to say, like that, without sounding like I'm punting them, that Revolution race gear is good bloody gear. Those really trousers have been seriously comfortable and hard wearing, so it's worth the money to buy them, and I will buy them in future, I think.
That's just
Gemma Collins in a Hillyberg.
What was your dress?
She wouldn't get in.
It's just not solo.
Do they do an 8-man?
Does it? Just stop being fattest. No, it ain't called that, is it? Hang on. What's it called when you're
a twat?
Yeah, I'm fat anyway, so I can't be accused of being the fattest.
Yeah, same here, but there is a word for it, isn't there?
It's just banter.
All right, gear question 2. Sleeping bags. Best 3-season sleeping bag for under £100. And 4-season if it's possible at that price. I'll let you go on this, Paul, because you are the gear expert.
Yeah. Okay. I think if it's under 100 quid, it's probably going to be synthetic. You're not going to get very much for under 100 unless you might get one of these Chinese down bags or something like that. I think you can get a snug pack, Softy Elite 5, something like that. That's a 4-season one. 3 or 4 Softy Elite. They're probably about, I can't remember at the minute, 70 to 100 quid, something like that, off the top of my head. Probably wrong. But yeah, for a down bag, maybe look at the Outkit ones. You're paying a little bit more. I think they've got Pipe Dreams at the moment for about £130 for the 200 one, and a little bit more for the Pipe Dream 400, which gets some winter camping in it, but not the freezing stuff. That's where I'd be looking anyway.
Yeah. So what I do, I've got a 3-season and a 2-season, but the 3-season is an extra long, extra wide, so I can put the 2-season inside the 3-season, which works really well. So when you're kind of like autumn time and you kind of like, you don't know if it's going to be really cold or not, you can get in it and leave the one undone, leave the outer one undone, which works really well. And then I've also got one of those, I can't remember the make, but they're like the AliExpress down one season. It's
Is
pretty
it
much
Aegis
a
Max?
liner. Agimax, that's the one. Yeah. I've got one of those as well, and it packs down smaller than a fleece liner. So I just take that instead of a fleece liner because it packs down smaller. So
They reckon they're doing to about 10 or 11 degrees or something down there, and they're about 85 quid, something like that at the minute.
Oh, this was like 40 quid when I got it.
Yeah.
So,
They're about 85 quid now.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm proper lucky because like those Aegis Max, I've got the equivalent, and I can get right the way down to freezing in that. Not a problem. I sleep warm. You know, half the time I'm sitting there, even in winter with you, Bruce. I often have a jacket on? Just don't. I'm a fat, sweaty bastard.
Yeah, and the other thing is you've got all the.
Yeah, you did.
The other thing with tents, there's always the military tents, and they're like the bouncing bombs and all that sort of stuff. Depends on how light you need it. If you're going to do a big hike, then you don't want to take a big bag, so you want to keep it as light and down as possible, really. But then if it's tipping it down, you don't really want to take a down bag if you can help it. So, yeah. We've all got get in it and survive, can't you?
We've all got dogs, so I'll chime in on this one first. Make sure your dog ain't a dick. Luckily, not luckily, I'll miss a poor girl, but the one I've got now is nice, chilled and relaxed. Beforehand with my other dog, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it wasn't an enjoyable experience in hammock, fascias, tents or anything. It was just not the best.
Yeah, with my dogs, I've got like a square of wool that I usually lay on their bed for a couple of days before they go. So it smells of them. And then when you get in your tent, you put that down. Then they know that's their bed, which works really well. But when I was in Wales, I did a camp. I've still got to do the video. I did a camp and Missy ran off. She just got too scared and freaked out and legged it. So I had to gather up both dogs, walk them all the way back to the house, and then went back to camp because I'd left me tent up a mountain.
Was this before or after you pulled out the GoPro mounted strap on?
May have been what scared her, yeah. Possibly.
Have you had your pup out yet?
No.
In the tent?
We've had he's been in van quite a few times now. He's got one of them little pop-up tents that goes in the garden. And to be fair, he's not a big fan. He needs to get used to that. But yeah, I'm with Rosie on this one. I need a bit of insight on it. At the minute, he can't really walk that far, so he's only should be doing up to 25 minutes twice a day now. So it's not long enough for him to be able to get up in the hills with me. So wait till he's grown a bit more before and calm down because he's a bit of a dick sometimes. So he needs to just calm his beans down a little bit.
Sorry.
Alan, I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that question. Are you talking about I'm going to get a pack of fags and I'm off? Are you talking about me legs broke, I'm going to die up a mountain? Elaborate.
Yeah.
Anyone else get what he means?
Not really, but I always carry first aid kit, and in my first aid kit, I've got one of those Mylar bivvy bags. You're going to sweat like hell in it because you're like a crisp packet, aren't they? But if it was, I would put all my warm layers on, everything I was carrying, and then just get in it, and then sort myself out in the morning. So, but get me through the night anyway.
So, Paul, how are you going to leave your wife?
I didn't. I'm like signed up now. We get married next year, so we're not actually married yet. So next August we're getting married. So I've got to trim down a little bit. No, it is an outdoor wedding though. So we're hoping for nice weather. So, fingers crossed. Who else is gonna put up with me? So stuck with her.
I'm trying to.
Stuck with me.
Wasn't it Carla from Cheers? What was her
Wouldn't
name?
know.
Rhea Perlman, is it? Well, she's like she
Yeah.
married Danny DeVito, didn't she?
Did she?
I think so. Anyway, my budget
Anyway,
is
yeah.
restricted.
Anyway, yeah.
Having been ill for a while, so trying to gather equipment. Are hiking bivvy better than a normal dome tent? I'll let you answer, Paul, and then I'll correct you.
Yeah, okay. Right. Nobby says a hammock's better than both of those. But yeah, a bivvy's great if the weather's nice and if you've got plenty of daylight where you can, sit up and enjoy the evening. But if you're, starting to get darker nights and stuff now, so if you're out camping, starting to get dark at tea time, you don't want to be, stuck in a bivvy for 12 hours. So a tent is going to give you a lot more options and a lot more space to be able to live in. It's also in the UK, it rains, so bivvy camping's a bit shitty when it's raining. If you've got tarps and stuff, then you can make do and it's perfectly fine. But if you've got a tarp and a bivvy, you may as well have a tent for the weight half the time, unless you've got some really old ultralight stuff. But like my Ridge Raider, I love it, brilliant bit of kit, but it weighs just over a kilo. And then when you get the tarp in with it as well, I'm at 1.5 kilos, and for that I can take a tent like a scarf, and I've got a lot more room, a lot more protection. So tent is better, except when it's gorgeous weather, then the bivvy's better.
Absolutely, yeah. I like the British Army bivvies because they're a decent size.
Yeah.
I know you can get like the out kit, they Hunker XLs. I'd
Yeah,
like
they're
one of
good.
them. But all the ultra light bivvies, anything I've bought or tried that's this is super ultra light. The reason it's ultra light is because it's half the bloody size. You might as well wrap yourself in cling film. It's just pointless.
Yeah, it's that,
yeah. And you and see, I prefer to put my mat inside the bivvy bag. So you put your mat in there because you're not on the wet grass. So you can slip your mat in, then get in with your sleeping bag. Job's a good one. But even with military bag, it's still a bit tight when you've got a bigger bag. So it's a bit annoying. They should just make one massive, great Gore-Tex bag. That'd be amazing.
Bivvy bags serve a purpose, but hoop bivvies,
Yeah, hoop bivvies.
I think it's a technical term.
Little tent.
Yeah.
Just keep. Yeah, it's not even a little tent, though, is it?
Yeah.
It's just restrictive. Just keep under a tarp.
Yeah.
Right. Going down here. Talk amongst yourselves.
Right. Have a look. I'm not seeing the chat. It's not on my screen.
Guys, if you have to swear, please misspell the word. It won't help Nobby ain't swearing in his stream. Thank you, Si. Very good point.
You don't give a rat's ass, do
There's
you?
pound signs for S's and fives and stuff.
Yeah. You've already sworn several times in this stream anyway, Nobby.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind to blame. But Si is correct in pointing it out. And we are joined by Burton Outdoors, look. What's this? I keep meaning to send you a gripe. I've got so many of them. So many of them. I'm happy with my OEX EV 400 down bag, to be honest. £106 on sale. Nearly at the £100 mark.
Bargain.
Is that a 400 fill, though, I'm guessing? That's not very warm, is it?
Is that a 400 or a 4-season?
Yeah, I can't imagine it being a 400 fill. I'm not seeing anything
that's
under
a summer
like
bag, big time.
650.
See, I'm in 800 for deep winter. That's what I use. Either that or me Arctic, and there's nothing getting through the Arctic bag.
Except a GoPro strap on.
There you go. That's how you do it.
Nice.
I think that one's for you and all. I have no idea what a Soto Windmaster is.
Yeah, so it's very good stuff, to be fair. Yeah, so they were made in Japan. It's a little bit like, in fact,
How are they
MSR
pronounced?
I have no idea. I think it's a Soto Windmaster, something like that. Anyway, that's how they say it over there. Anyway, yeah. So the MSR Pocket Rocket Deluxe is like a copy of that. I think it's got fixed legs on it. Soto Windmaster, you have like a 4 flex spring that like goes over and creates the legs. But it makes the flame come really close to the pot. And it's got like a lip around it which protects it from the wind, so it makes it a very good performer in windy conditions. So yeah, not bad stuff. About 40, 45 quid.
Or alternatively, you could just cook on one of them.
Is that the cat stove thing or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Fancy feast.
Still going strong.
What's it like in the wind though? Still have a windshield.
All right, the windshield.
Yeah.
Yeah. I normally cook it in Johnny's tent.
Yeah.
I'm just if I keep clicking, I can't read the small writing. Sorry, mate.
Andy Carter just put a funny comment on there.
I don't care what you say, Andy. It has absolutely sorted me right out. Genuinely, I cannot sing its praises enough.
Is that like a lubricant, a special lubricant you use then? Is it an army thing?
Well, CBD oil, it's cock and ball dipping oil.
That's what I'm thinking,
Nice.
Yeah.
Mate, and on art, Kent CBD were in here earlier. I've told them there's no need for, any sort of commission or out. It genuinely has changed my bleeding life. I've gone from 2 to 4 a night to 7 hours straight a night.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I will keep mentioning it because it's brilliant. So there.
Right.
Have you tried it, Paul?
Nah.
Have you got any aches and pains?
Shitloads.
Mate, honestly, give it a crack. Give it a crack.
Crack's a different kind of...
What? You've just gone from cannabis oil to crack? What? It's a gateway drug. Don't do it.
Exactly.
Don't do it, mate.
Exactly. I'm not sure this is the right show to be on, really, is it? Oh, dear. Yeah, no, I've not tried it. Yeah. Send me some more. Where'd you get it from? I ain't got a dealer.
A company called Kent CBD. He was in the chat earlier. Hearing you talk about it, he'll probably be in touch.
Yeah, okay. Right.
Dave Outdoors. Hello, Dave. I see you're back now as well, mate, after a little break. Been here 5 minutes, and it's better than the past hour I've spent on Grinder.
Oh, nice.
No, it's very, very similar profiles, I think. Middle-aged bearded blokes.
We can only pairs.
Do you show your mini mes on there?
No. That's kept private.
There you go, Bruce. You can answer that one.
Yeah, I know. That's the one I said. I made the foraging pouch. Do they sell them? As I really want one for our foraging lol, or if you know any on Amazon. So it's called a dump pouch. So the military use them for chucking empty magazines in. So Maxpedition used to make them. You don't really hear a Maxpedition kit anymore, do you? It's all gone very quiet. Everyone was all bonkers on it for a while. Yeah, so that's what it is. But it's just as easy to make one. It's literally a strip of leather and a little cotton bag, and you roll it up. It's I'm trying to think if I've got a video of making it. I don't think I have.
You've got a couple of videos of you manipulating coin purses, haven't you?
Yeah, I have with my GoPro. Yeah, okay. I'll have to get around to making a dump pouch, but I don't generally sell leather work because it's just too much faff.
Got a one from Anon Anon. Would any of you collab with Hayes Outdoors, Brucey?
Yeah, I would, but I'd be totally outclassed because he's bloody awesome.
Be the best.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah.
Big fan.
Yeah.
See, I love his stuff. I think he's fucking hilarious. I have a feeling that we'd clash.
Do you reckon? As long as he's...
I don't know. I hope not.
If he sorts me out with some of them crayfish and all that, then I'm up for it. But if he's giving me some vegan food, then I'm not bothered. You know, I would love to do some kind of come dine with me with like him. What's his name? Andy from Kent Survival. He can do me a fry up on his Rocco and all that kind of stuff. Because some of the guys that are doing the cooking, I'd love to like just sit around, like cook me some snap, and then just listen to what they got to, you know, some of the stories that they've got. So that'd be bang on. I'm up for that.
If you want,
Unsize surfing's a good kick.
Yeah, she's good. If you want quality dining, you ought to come on a camp with me and Nobby when we do a survival challenge.
I've seen some of that shit you're eating, your Jew's ears and all that kind of bollocks. It's not
and the mystery meat, that was amazing.
Yeah, roadkill.
Yeah. I'm telling you now, right? Don't knock It's been a long time. It don't matter about the mystery meat. Don't knock seagull until you've eaten it.
That's actually really nice.
Yeah, allegedly.
They
taste the fish and chips.
That's like small finger.
Did they have small finger on them?
Yeah. That's more like steak. Wasn't it? More nice. Anyway.
I bet it was. Yeah, tastes like chicken.
No, it won't like chicken.
Have you all got your 10-meter swimming badge on your Speedos? And if so, why don't you do any water dips in your videos? Anyone can take this.
I did do. Oh, sorry. I did do the 30-second challenge where I broke the ice with my foot before I got in. I can't. Who did that? Because he hasn't done a video for ages. There was Don Goodman and the other guy.
JPS.
Yes, but he hasn't done a video for a while. But usually it's just too much of a faff to, you know, stop what you're doing, get your kit off, and jump in a blooming tarn or something. I'd like to, but I just haven't had the opportunity yet, or the right weather, you know. So, but I don't know. And the other thing is, I think everyone's doing the wild swimming bit at the moment. It's kind of a bit. It's paddle boarding, and wild swimming is just like mental this year, isn't it? Where everyone's having staycations. So, but I have got a paddleboarding video coming out. Did a bit of whitewater paddleboarding. So that was fun.
Any tips for you, Paul?
It's not likely. I got my 10-meter swimming badge, I think, about 35 years ago, something like that. But I swim like that now. Nobody wants to see what's under it. Nobody wants like that. Yeah. Nobody wants to see what's under here. And I'm kind of waiting till I got myself a sleeve or something on my arm just to make myself look a bit more like The Rock. If I'm going to be doing some of the muscular shots and all that kind of stuff.
You see, I've got the tattoos and that make me look like The Rock, but unfortunately, I've got a body that makes me look like a boulder, and also I swim like one. And it's cold, and it's a stupid idea, and no, I won't be doing it.
Yeah, I can see the appeal of it, but filming it is just a bit weird.
After I saw Harry and the Henderson, no, stop that. Stop that, Lee. We've all had a drink. Discount code, all capitals, step away, and it's kentcbd.org, I think. They were in here earlier. Give them a look. That will be the ginger lad that joins us sometimes on trips, who writes my theme tunes.
No, not me.
No, the other ginger lad, the talented
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, the proper
Sheeran.
ginger one who hasn't gone grey.
Tell us one lie and two truths and see if we can guess the lie. That's a good question. Who wants to go first on that?
I'm not sure. I'm only full of shit, so it'll all lies.
I hold a Class 3 powerboat licence. I hold a Category 8 skydiving licence. And I hold a PADI diver's licence.
Pay and die instantly. I reckon the skydiving.
Well, it's a lie. They're all lies.
No, it's true. Oh, sorry, two truths and one lie. Sorry. The powerboat's a lie then.
No, it's the diving.
Fuck it. That's what I said first of all, dickhead.
No, you said skydiving.
No, I know, but I said PADI first of all. I thought I was looking.
So you said all three.
Yeah, I did, but rewind it. I said PADI was a lie to start with. It's been a long day.
No, I got out.
Work my way through these. Talk amongst yourselves.
These guys to go and grind it with your strap on. Thank you. It's a nice hat.
Oh.
There you go. Patrick Dickinson
Who's Patrick Dickinson?
is another outdoorsy bloke, mid to late 50s, beard. He does some good shows.
Yeah, he's in his 60s now, I think, Patrick. He just lives up the road from me in Sheffield. He's a good lad.
He's got some good content, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does some real different stuff.
Sea pigeon.
Take some pasty down here.
Scavengers.
Any of you remember doing that?
No, I wasn't that good a swimmer. I was one of these that, the teacher used to walk down the pool with like this stick with a rope that went underneath your armpits just to hold you up from drowning. That's how bad I was when it came to swimming.
Yeah, I had to dive in and save a brick, like a rubber brick they kept throwing in. I was like, come on, poor little brick's had enough.
I'm surprised you managed to get it from Unchained around your neck.
It's true.
What's the worst camp you've ever had and why? Look at that face. He pulled some faces, didn't he?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think. I've not really had any bad camps, When it's really horrible weather, that's fun. I haven't really had a horrible camp. I've never not enjoyed it. I've been out in wind and rain. That's all quite exciting, isn't it? It's a buzz. And then in the summer, bugs and that, but you look after yourself and you have nets. Midges are a pain, but no, I don't think I've actually had a bad camp. Not I can think of.
Any bike packing camp I've done. The camping's been fine, but you just go to bed with a sore ass.
Yeah. Well, yeah, with the 3-peak trying to sleep on a bloody minibus that's full of kit, that was difficult. But not really a camp, is it?
Yeah, I've had one where I tapped out where it's in the Yorkshire Moors. I pitched my bivvy up and my tarp. Wasn't really bad weather or anything like that, but something wasn't right about the place. Like I was pitched up on a graveyard and ants were going to come up and grab me, that kind of thing. I was really spooked out for some reason. I've camped loads of times before, loads of times after, but never been bothered with it. But something really shit me up then. And so I went home, drove 2.5 hours back home. And if it didn't feel right, just go home. It is what it is.
A similar question, but I'd done a Christmas camp-ish once where I went out and I took the dogs out. We'd done a bit of shooting. I got some game, and I'd made this like a field oven that was powered by candles. So got me oil in, got me roast on. I've got me pheasant in there, and I've done all of that. I put skewers through to hold everything up, and I went back to check on it. And I've knocked the spuds and basically had a chip pan fire come up in the middle of the woods, which was a nightmare because it helped me light a fire. But that was, I did lose 90% of my eyebrows.
Oh my God.
But it's also a very good thing, that camp, because there was a load of teenagers in the woods pretty close by, and this fat bloke in a flat cap and a checkered shirt appeared out of nowhere in between a load of partying teenagers with a dead pheasant in his hand, asking if they wanted it. They shit themselves. It was brilliant.
Worst camping experience. Yeah, probably in a bivvy bag with midgies, but they do settle down once it gets dark. Well, they did. That sort of going to bed. I think I was camping sort of June time, so it was light pretty much all night. So I only got like a couple of hours of sleep. But then you're just holding your head underneath you in your bag, and you can still feel them crawling on you, but still good fun.
Right, you're gonna have to talk about me for 2 minutes. Just need to go and turn the chicken over.
What's the biggest mistakes you've made at the beginning that you don't now? Probably just buying kit because you think it looks cool instead of researching it properly. Now
you need more mini mezzes, by the way.
Dropping the kids off at the pool.
Going hard. You've got to go hard on the mini mezzes. It's got to stick.
Yeah. Everyone would be mesmerised.
Sorry, go on, Bruce.
Because I think it's just buying kit, just saying like, oh look, there's an axe multi-tool with a saw and a torch in it. That's going to be amazing, and you just buy it, and you now I look at it and go, what a load of crap, just buying cheap cack that's not sustainable or anything, I'm a big one for second-hand gear as well. I quite like second-hand stuff because I'm tight. So I like reusing stuff or making stuff. But at the beginning, it was just like buying loads of tat. That was a waste of time. So there you go.
Probably prepping areas and stuff like that. There's so many times I've got there. I thought, well, I'm meant to be roughing it. I don't give a shit if I'm sleeping on a log. It was an extra 10 minutes and you can make your area really cool. Mistake I have seen many a time, not me, gotta say, really not me, but a lot of people like tipping meths into a lit stove. That's normally a favourite.
Yeah, and sorry. Where have you regretted camping the most? Probably I did a camp that was not really on farmers' land. It was kind of on a seawall. So I just came in late. But then the blooming farmers were out in the field in their Hilux and all the spotlights, bunny banging, just running around, just shooting everything. I'm thinking, I'm going to get shot in a minute. that was a bit. I regretted that. So I had to unpitch and I carried my tent up and went the other side of the seawall. And then I laid there all night, worried that the tide was going to come in. I was going to drown. But
yep, I've had a couple of cliff top camps and that got really, really, really choppy sideways rain and what felt like earth moving underneath me. But I don't regret them. Don't regret them at all. Just shit bitches.
Yeah. It's just you just knock it down to experience, didn't you? You have a really bad night and you go, wow, it's a terrible night. It was great.
So it is good watching us freeze on camps. I can't remember the last time I froze on a camp, to be honest. Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's just one of them things that you get. It's one of your priorities, isn't it? When you out camping now, you make sure you've got kit that's going to keep you warm enough. Good night's sleep is the most important thing, really. So you want the right sleeping pad and the right sleeping bag, and you can get away with pretty much anything else. You know, tarp, a bivvy, whatever, those things. As long as your sleeping pad and bag are right, and you can keep them dry, you're usually okay, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I did a 2-nighter in the Lake District, and when the first night I camped, I was cold, and that was. I think I had the two sleeping bags. I can't remember what kit I had now, to be honest. I think I had 2 sleeping bags and a down mat, which is the X-Bed down mat, one of those.
Yeah.
But my feet were just cold. But the next night, I think I had like an emergency bivvy bag sort of thing. So it's about that big. Have you seen those SOL?
Yeah, I've got those. Is it Escape
SOL.
bivvies?
Yes, Escape bivvy. Yeah, I picked one. I had that with me with all and I put that on, and then I boiled some water and put it in my water bottle and chucked it in my socks. So it dried my socks out and chucked it in the bottom of my sleeping bag, and then I was like warm as toast. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But just that little bit of prep made all the difference.
Yeah.
Which I should have done on the first night, and also on the first night I was camping on snow, whereas the second night I was a bit lower down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just wasn't a nice night. You know, I could have done more. But there you go.
Here's one for you, Paul. Do you find recently I've been going through air mats like 20 min?
Yeah.
Do you find that going up in quality, you stand less of a chance of actually popping them?
Yes.
Right.
I've got so since I've been using decent mats, I've had my Thermarest once. It didn't burst, but one of the baffles went in it, so it got like a bubble in it. But you get a lifetime guarantee with it, so within a week I'd got a new one. But you know, I've never had any other issues. They don't go down, they don't leak, they don't burst. Yeah, I'm really careful about where I pitch my tent and stuff. So I'm always checking that I'm not doing it on thorns or anything like that. If there's anything that's a bit ropey, let's say I was on a woodland floor, I take something like a thin sheet of something like I've got this thin eighth of an inch foam pad that I take as well. Use something like that, or one of those Highlander kind of mats that goes underneath, just something to give it that little bit of extra protection. But the cheaper ones, they do go down. The valves aren't as good, the seals aren't as good. The last one,
they're not glued as well either, are they?
No, exactly. So there's some things that I reckon you need to spend your money on. So sleeping pad is one of them. I also think a backpack, if you're doing longer hikes and stuff, you want something that's really comfortable. Some people love their 30 quid backpacks from Amazon, but for 90% of people, they're just not going to do the job.
You really
found that out to my detriment, mate. Sorry?
You really liked your Decathlon one on the coast to coast.
I got sold a kipper, mate. My 30-litre Decathlon is awesome. It is really comfortable. It's not too breathable at the back, but I can wear it all day and for miles and miles and miles. So I got this bigger brother, and Jesus Christ, I was in a world of pain for 10 days. Hideous.
So you get what you pay for with certain things.
Another thing is blowing mats up with your breath. You're putting condensation inside, which is going to rot the inside, and you can't dry it. So those little hair dryer, whatever they're called, I can't think what the name of them is.
Like a micro pump, isn't it?
Yeah, the little micro pumps. For the weight of it, it's brilliant to extend the life of your pad because it's not going to rot. Now with my down mat, I have to pump that by hand anyway because you shouldn't breathe into it because it buggers all the down up.
Yeah.
But most people, I saw a video once and someone cut into their mat, opened it up, and there was still all like black mildew and stuff inside it. But it hadn't rotted. But I think he popped it or stood on it or something. But he just wanted to see what was inside it. But it was all full of mildew. So, if you can avoid breathing into it, so use a pump bag or a little hand pump or one of those electric pumps, going to save it. Anyway.
On the subject of midges, best bug spray as as heap many mixed views on all brands. I was wondering what guys have tried and tested. The one thing that does not work, and anyone that says it does is just making shit up, is Skin So Soft. Beat is what I use. I don't like it. It's horrible. It makes your lips go tingly. It makes your food taste shit, but it works.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've got some D, but I found that if you get it on anything plastic, smidge is pretty good, but it won't stop the midges going on you, but it stops them biting you. So you'll still get them on you. You're better off with, covering yourself up for starters. These people that are in shorts and t-shirt and then wondering why they're getting bit to shit, then you're probably asking for some pain yourself. So cover yourself up, get a head net. Which is probably one of the best investments that you can buy. Smidge on your hands and things like that. They'll still land on you, but they won't bite you. So you don't notice it so much when you get odd little bites till next day or day after, and then they start itching like hell. So you want to take your skin off. So I've never been in anything like you see them in Scotland where they put their hand out and it gets covered. I've never been in anything like that. I can't imagine a worse than that, to be honest. Other than ticks, they're the biggest gripe.
Yeah, tick. Always worried about ticks. I've never had a tick on me though. I had them on my dogs, but I've been very lucky. But the smidge spray, but smidge also make a bug net to go over your head, and they were the cheapest on Amazon. I think I got 2 for £4.50.
Yeah. So
that's pretty good. But there's also a bug net with glasses built in, so you just take the glasses off, so you don't have to have that screen door in front of your eyes that does your head in a bit. Like a pair of sunglasses. I know a couple of mountain leaders who've got them and they swear by them. I think they're wicked. So
best camp adventure you've ever had? Coast to Coast was pretty epic for me.
Yeah, the 3 peaks I've just done. That was probably the hardest thing I've done. But I wouldn't say it was the best thing I've done. If I did it again, it would be. I really enjoyed the camp we did with Nobby over on the Isle of Wight because that was just that was good. That
was funny.
That was just hilarious. It was just a car crash from start to finish. It was just it just couldn't get any worse, could it? It was just like the wrong time of year, but it was just funny. So that was a good laugh. But usually I find the best camps are like when you're with, when you got all these big meets like Bushcraft Show and all that, and everyone goes, "Oh, the atmosphere." I can't stand that. It's just too many people. But a couple of mates around a campfire, you can just have a cracking time. And I've had just so many really, really good nights with some really good mates. And usually they're people I've never met before as well, which is just awesome. So,
That's the same for me. I love the solo stuff. And that's where I go to recharge my batteries, clear my head, collect all my thoughts and that kind of stuff. But when it comes to, if you're around a campfire with 3 or 4 of your mates, and there's constant banter and there's good food and all that, you can't beat those kind of those nights. So that for me is the social element of it, and then up in the hills on my own is where I, just get my shit together.
Sam from Sam and Mary's Outdoor Life's giving a big up to the Thermarest, so I'm probably going to invest. Paul, could you enlighten us about this one? I'm pretty sure I know the one.
Yeah, Bale, because of lightning. Glad you got worse. Tent was blowing over. It was shouting. Yeah. It's Yeah, we went up in the Peak District, and there's forecasts for winds of up to 20 mile an hour. That was it. So I always check the mountain forecast before I go, and evening was glorious to start off with, and then the lad who I was with woke me up about midnight. You need to see this. You need to see this. And there was lightning coming down in every other hill. It was like surrounding us, bolts of lightning coming down, and then the rain just hit us. So you're like inch deep in water everywhere. And I'm thinking, if there's a bolt of lightning comes down here now, and it doesn't even have to hit you direct when there's all that water around. So we just packed up quick as we can. Everything just rammed in back and just off as quick as we can. It wasn't pretty. Managed to get it filmed. So yeah, did all right that video. For about 800,000 views or something. So I'll take that.
I was talking to Impala on the Trail. Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
He's just one of those personalities. He's a funny guy, but he was saying about I made a comment. He was talking about walking poles, and I was like saying the amount of people that walk up the top of mountains carrying like a carbon fibre walking pole, an aluminium walking pole, and it's a lightning conductor, even if it's strapped on your back. It's just adding to your chances. And he says, "Oh yeah, he was walking somewhere in America, and there's a lightning storm, and his pole started vibrating." And he's like, just ditched them and then had to buy another pair of poles in the next town because he's just like, I can't carry them because I'm going to get hit by lightning. But he said they were actually like buzzing.
They reckon you can feel the static, can't they? Around the town in that way before you get like hit with it. But there's been people this year been killed up and when Snowdon or whatever it is with a bolt of lightning. So it happens. So all those people that say you should have just stayed there, you wimp or whatever. If they want to stay up there, they can stay up there. But I'm getting off. If I can get off.
There is nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong in bailing on a camp. Definitely not. If it ain't right, it ain't right.
If there's a little bit of wind, there's a little bit of rain, it don't bother me because I can take that. I can take getting wet. I can take getting blown about. But if a bolt of lightning hits you, you're fried, aren't you?
Yeah,
mate, I had that one. I mean, it was blowing a hoolie, and I was not far from the edge, which it weren't a big drop, probably about a 30-foot drop into the sea, and I could feel the ground underneath moving. I'm like,
you get
I could end up in that water.
Yeah,
exactly. That's the one and only time I've bailed, and I don't regret it at all.
Well, there's always another day to go and pitch your tent somewhere else. Do you know what I mean?
Navigation, right, we are down to the last 3 minutes, guys, and then we're going to have to start making like shepherds.
Are all compasses the same? No. Don't bother with it. Like, you get the little tiny button compasses, absolute waste of time. You want something that will work with a map. So you want one of the plastic see-through ones with the Roma markings on it so you can measure your distance. I would go for a silver compass. They're probably going to be your best one. Sometimes you can get them where they open up with the light and sighting mirror on, which are kind of good in your bag because that can protect the bezel, so you can't crack it because it's easy to crack a compass. I've done it. But probably the best thing to do is find an area get yourself an OS map, but also download OS maps on your phone. Keep it in your pocket, pick out like half a dozen points, walk to each point. So work out what your pacing is over 100 metres. I'm about 62 paces per 100 metres. So work out your pacing and just measure your distance and go, right, I need to go from there to there. So walk to that, contour or that lake or whatever. Do your little tour around, then get your phone out and check to see if you did it right. If you're not in the place you think you are, do it again.
You've done something wrong. You've got to
keep doing that.
You've got to bear in mind as well that depending where you are in the world or in the UK, whatever it is, you have something called magnetic declination. So, if you're heading for north, you sometimes have to allow a degree or 2 degrees, whatever it is, depending where you are. So when you're setting your bearing, you have to maybe take a couple of degrees off. I think it's about 2 degrees where I'm
in the UK. Actually, where I'm Clacton at the moment, it's 0.
Yeah, bang on, is it?
If I'm in the Lake District, it's like 2 degrees. And to be honest, we're not sending missiles through hangar doors.
No. It's still going to get.
If you're only
you
walking like 500 meters, it really doesn't matter declination.
Yeah.
There's some people are really, really strict on it, and it's all. And to be honest, at the moment, it doesn't matter. If you're in another part of the world, yeah, definitely.
I'll be honest. I've really dragged my compass out now, so it's I use my app most of the time. It's just there as backup if I need it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I do take mine out purely because I like to keep me skills in, and I've got to say they're not as good as they once were.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, it's a really good thing to learn, Nav.
Sam says being butchered in bad weather is a great way to die. I'm not sure how do you know he's never been butchered out in his life.
He's seen plenty of butch people die though, as he cycles past.
Yeah. He's another cyclist, mate. What's wrong with him? Lightning the undead or a no-go, blah, 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 blah. Right. It's 10 o'clock, guys. We've done 2 hours. So, Paul, say what you've got to say and get the fuck out of here.
I just want to thank you guys for inviting me along again, as usual. Been decent crack. Appreciate all the bullying. Yeah. And I look forward to coming on again. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in and asking all the questions. And I'll see you next time.
Brucey, say what you got to say and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me on the chat. It has been way too long. I think the last ones we did were in lockdown, weren't they? So nice to see Mez again as well. But it was a good laugh. Nice to have some comments as well. But yeah, go and check out my latest video, that 3 Peaks challenge, because that was stupid. If you want a really good laugh and see a ginger bloke suffer, go and have a watch.
And that is it, guys. Thank you very much for sticking around. It feels a travesty jettisoning this chat when there's still 60 people watching. But I've got to go show my wife a good husband. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you very much, Bruce, for tipping up. And next time I might even prepare something. Until then, ta-da!